And welcome back to Silent Hill 2.
We're outside in the dark of the town, which seems too dark to be nighttime.
Sort of an artificially dark.
Yeah. And now we have some weird things on the floor. I always thought this bit was like kind of from nowhere, if you know what I mean.
No, nowhere's from the first game.
No, as in it just kind of comes at you from nowhere. I'm not sure what it's for.
I think it's to eat your feet.
I mean, they're really weird. Now it's unlocked.
They're symbolic of James's inability to get out of bed in the morning.
I see.
Actually, there will be some symbolism related to James and Mary.
Yes.
There almost always is.
So we still have our clues that we got from the end of the hospital. We want to get a letter and a wrench, I think, from near the sort of Neely's bar place.
Or a letter wrench at the very least.
Yeah. And then we want to move on to the Rosewater Park and then finally go to the Historical Society. And I think Scott's sort of looking around a bit more, seeing if he can see anything, but you have to really look in the dark and pay attention to
where those rifle shells were.
James's head.
I think we can all take a moment to admire the sheer detail in this PlayStation 2 era game, and the unique locations and posters, and all the nurses have escaped from the hospital and are now chasing you.
Or Nelly there.
Quick check of the map to make it more awkward for me to edit.
But yes, it's like the stains on the ground and posters on the walls. There's just so much detail. We're nearly there. I think we just need to do it a touch further.
We've got a wrench. Or as we call them in England, wrenches.
And another note to James, which is sort of leading on from the one you had in the doctor's as well.
And yet again, addressing James by name. I think perhaps we were pondering how exactly we get to the other side of Silent Hill now.
More pickups. Right by a white van. Hearing a lot more rustling of the radio, as it were.
It's also quite nice to revisit these locations which are somewhat familiar from earlier in the game, but now revisiting them in the dead of night.
Yeah.
Without the fog, too, I might add.
I think we discussed before whether or not it's essentially the same draw distance, or if it's closer. Oh, I think
it's either the same or further away.
we're just running by the apartments. It's very nostalgic to be back.
What is that?
It's the lock on the ground
Oh,
from the door. It's a nice detail. Oh.
The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. Meaning, you can only open it during the night time. Should I also make a mental note that our player didn't try to go back into the apartments, which contributes towards our score at the end. Nor did he go to Neely's bar, which has an extra little bit of information in it, and also contributes to the final score that dictates the ending.
Oh, we're just about at the park.
Don't worry, we can still get into it, but was that there the last time? That
Well, we
fence? I
come
think it
out.
was,
We
wasn't it?
come out this way last time, yeah, because you go in all the way at the other side from the other part of town and sort of go around and come out. And our note earlier just said that it was by a woman, I think, in the park.
Praying
Yeah.
woman. Which is referring in retrospect to the statue that our player is about to discover. That one.
And some more text with weird bits chopped out.
Hmm.
Will you dig?
Doesn't dig with a wrench.
No, bare hands.
Of course, this is what the wrench is for. Such a strange item, though. Unusual. Something which you only get in this sort of game.
And we can now move on.
Can't examine it, but the letter has already told us what it's for.
Yeah.
Straight back out again.
Oh, there's an advert there for the hotel. 1.6 miles away.
Oh, I didn't realise you could actually
You
click
get
and
a little
examine it.
text. Yeah, neither did I.
Well, it turns out that when you're watching someone else play and they haven't before, they'll do different things to you.
There's always a little bit something different to see, I think, with this game.
Well, it's like I took an animated GIF from when the game throws enemies at you from the side of the road, and I had an awful lot of feedback of people going, "Oh, I never knew this happened. Oh, I've never seen that happen before." And I thought, isn't it strange how different play styles can lead to the discovery of different things? I still like that one.
The Your Ad Here one, yeah.
Tempted to find that texture and put my own ad in. Probably shouldn't.
Could make it an advert for our thing, but yeah. And here we are at the Historical Society.
And having saved, I think that's a very good place to leave it.